Hey there, and welcome back to the final segment in our coverage of Dice Tower Con 2018, the only Dice Tower convention that helps cats and dogs live in peace together.
Cats and dogs sleeping together, total
Mass hysteria.
Mass hysteria.
Mass hysteria.
I totally messed that up. I'm so sorry. It's mass hysteria.
Welcome back
to
Dice Tower Con 2018, the only convention that helps cats and dogs live together in peace and harmony.
Cats and dogs living together.
Total hysteria. So anyway, Marty, we did it. We made it.
4 days.
4 days.
And some magnificent people that we got to talk to over the past few days.
Absolutely.
I have totally enjoyed talking to all the publishers, and especially we had some incredible designers. I mean, Mike Elliott, Richard Lanius, Eric Lane, Rob Davio, and Ignacy.
Yes.
Here's the thing, everybody. Everybody comes to these cons and everything, right, Chaz? And they're going around, they're meeting the Toms and Z's, and they're like, get selfies and stuff. The real celebrities of this hobby are those designers that we had on.
Really
Because without them, we wouldn't be here.
You know what? I never thought of that actually that way, but you're absolutely right. They're the real superstars, the rock stars and everything, doing all of the game development behind the scenes, making the stuff that everyone here is enjoying.
I know. And Mike talked about he's the most well-known developer that nobody knows, which is a shame. When you start to go through the litany of games that he's been a part of, I'm like, when he walks into a room, people should be walking up to him going, can I get a selfie? Can you sign this and everything? So I'm hoping that through stuff like this, that the designers that can serve it can get more exposure, so that when they're seen out in the public and everything, we can go shake their hand and go, thank you for giving me the hours of enjoyment you've given me over the years.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because I mean, it's a shame when he mentioned the 10-year stint, when Mike Elliott mentioned the 10-year stint that he spent as a developer on Magic the Gathering, I was shocked. I didn't even know that. Right. And that has definitely made, it's a game that has made a huge impact, in my gaming life and millions of others. And at 10 years on the project, I'm sure he's made a significant impact on the game itself too. And it's a shame that it was a total surprise.
Yeah. So there you go. So we just want to give kudos to the real superstars and the real celebrities of this hobby, and thank them so much for joining us here.
Yeah.
And like I said, we had all those publishers those designers make games, and it's the publishers that put them in our hands.
Yes.
And we talked to many of those over the past 4 days.
And you know what? That is not easy to do. There is so much between artwork, rules, logistics, production, and shipping and quality assurance. There's so many different facets of a board game that go into the production of it that it's a lot to keep track of. It is not an easy thing to do.
No, it's not. So they are superstars in themselves too. And we just had a segment a little while ago with Richard Lanius where he was talking about how just the way the game market is now, is constantly putting out game after game after game, and there's so much pressure on the designers to try to get a hit and the publishers to try to pick the one that's going to do well for them. It's a constant cycle, and it's a lot of stress and pressure right now. It's definitely a lot different now than it used to be.
Absolutely. I mean, it's absolutely true. I remember just a couple of years ago, at Essen, there's 600 plus games now that come out, and now it's still the norm, and that's just one convention throughout the year. And you still got your Gen Cons and your Origins and all the other little conventions and Christmas and everything else. There's a lot of games out there being produced, and that means a lot more difficult to get the consumer's attention with your games, and a lot of them are sadly going unseen.
Yep, it's a shame. So you know what? It's if you see a designer out there, or you know them on Twitter or on Facebook or something, just let them know how much you appreciate the time and effort they put into these games, because some of them do work for years on a game. I mean, Mike Elliott just told us that he was working with Eric Lang, and the fact that we're going to have a game come out in a couple of years.
Yeah.
I mean, these are long production cycles that you have to go through.
Oh, yeah. Well, Ignacy, I first heard him mention Detective at Gamma in March of 2016. That's when he first mentioned it, and that game has been in development. It was before development before then, and has continued development, and is now just getting ready to go, to publication.
Yep, and so it'll be out at Gen Con. So that's probably a 3-year development cycle right there.
At least.
So again, thank you so much for all those guests that came on, both publishers and designers, and thank you all so much for watching. And for the past 4 days, we've been asking you to use the hashtag that's still sitting over Chaz's head over there to, send us some questions and comments. And Chaz, why don't we just take a couple minutes and we'll go through the list here and maybe answer some.
I like that because that's the third part of the stool. You got the designers, you got the publishers, but then you also got the players out there.
Right.
And so yeah, let's spend some time with the players and the viewers, and let's look at some of their questions.
Because if you cut off one leg of a stool, three-legged stool, Chaz, what's going to happen?
You are left with nothing but a terrible stool sample.
Okay, that was pretty good. I'll give you credit on that one. That wasn't rehearsed. That was good.
Anytime that I can make you pause and go, dang it, that was good.
That was good.
I know we're on to something
I got to give you kudos on that.
Oh, I had some of them hearted, and I'm trying to find where I hearted mine. Do you have any prepared, sir?
Yes. So here's one. We actually got several iterations of this question right here.
Oh.
Chaz and Marty, how many games have you had a chance to play when not streaming?
Okay, this actually, I was hoping that this was going to be the very first one that came up here because I have played, and this is sometimes actually the norm. When you are doing work at a convention, you got to go into it knowing you're going there to work. I have played a grand total of 2 games at this convention. 2 as well for you?
No, you've done 3.
I've done 3?
Yeah.
Okay, I played Lords of Vegas.
Yes.
The very first night.
Yes.
And that was fantastic. I got to play that with Mur and Mariana, and those are 2 convention friends that I've made over the years. And also, I got to play the British versus Pirates ship battle game. We played that last night for our research for our segment this morning. And the third one.
Yeah. Oh, you mean the game he just talked about took 3 years to develop, and we spent 3 hours the other night playing.
Well, see, that was kind of a play. I felt that was a play test, so I didn't really put it in.
No, that's a final product.
Okay, well,
that's the real thing.
Oh yeah,
we count it.
I got to play Detective then as well.
I got to play 2.
Okay, Detective and
the British versus Pirates.
So really, the only games you got to play are the ones that we did for research purposes.
That's absolutely right. But you know what? That's okay.
That's the norm for a convention like this.
That's okay, because what Chaz and I did at night, we worked together on the next day's segments and tried to come up with stuff that we hope that those watching appreciated. We just wanted to bring a little bit something different to a live stream to make this stand a little bit out, doing the quizzes and everything like that, which we really enjoyed researching, and Chaz and I would sit together and almost had like a little writer's room inside of our hotel. He's like, no, that's no good. That's no good. Got up this morning and I'm brushing my teeth and Chaz goes, I have an idea. I go, Chaz, that's awful. Move on to the next one. Yeah. And so it was a lot of time spending doing that, but it was fun. I enjoyed doing that.
It's a lot of, I was exhausted every night, but you can't groan because we knew what we're getting in for.
Yeah.
You know?
No,
so
I'm not groaning
we
at
signed
all.
up for this.
Yeah. So unfortunately, we haven't got to play a lot of games, but that's okay. We got to live vicariously through a lot of people that we've talked to. Yeah, all this that I've been walking around and watching other people play games. I did walk through the vendor hall a few times.
I got to go through there once or twice.
And look through some of the games that are coming out there. So for a, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so far 4-day convention, a whopping 2.
Yeah. And you know what? That goes with the territory sometimes, but I would not have traded it for the world.
Nope.
All right.
Okay, here's a great one. Here's just somebody just sent in the hashtag DTCQA with another hashtag that says hashtag keep Stephen Bonacore out of bicycle shorts.
Good advice anytime.
Hashtag.
I have a question here. James asks, with all of these new giant-sized games that are becoming a thing nowadays, like with Giant Azul and Takanoko that we had a couple years ago and all the big stuff, what game would you like to see a giant-sized version of?
Would I like to?
Yeah, what game would you like to see a giant-sized version of?
I totally misread that question. I thought somebody was asking, what's the largest one I've ever seen?
Oh, that might have been another one.
Okay, so we'll do yours first. A large size... Do you have one in your mind? Because I'm drawing a blank right now.
Oh darn! I'm also drawing. No,
large-size version.
The first thing that pops in my mind is the old standbys like chess and stuff. They're having the big pieces to build. But that's not great. I think something that has like Zaya or something, where you are building the universe and kind of to see that universe unfold. And maybe you have these things where you have actually the planets and stuff. And so actually to see those kind of come out on the board, we just discovered this new planet. And you have your ships, they can put cargo in and you're moving them through space, maybe even walking through the planets, moving your ship. Something like that would be really, really neat.
Yeah. It's going to have to be something that has some sort of miniature or physical tactical piece on it, because you want to see something large. I'm just trying to think of what's some games with models in it that I really enjoy that I think would be cool on a large scale. Forbidden Stars. By Fantasy Flight Games has those huge Warhammer 40K ships. We just talked with Mike Elliott about the 40K Dice Masters game that he has coming out. So seeing, like, you know, the tiles are like this, but if you went to double-sized tiles like this, where the figures instead of like this were like this, I think that would be kind of cool, just kind of moving around the board and everything. But I think anything with miniatures and large scale would look really cool.
All right, all right. Now, yeah, I can see that very much so. Okay, what about your version of the question? What was the version?
Mine is what's the largest board game, or what's like one of the largest board games you've seen? And actually, one of the largest ones I've seen
was right over there yesterday.
Here. Yeah, lots of people were playing Mega Civilization.
Yes.
And they probably had, I don't know what, these are what, 4x8 tables, and they had 3 of them maybe lined up 2x2.
Yeah. So yeah, they had, and all of those, the tables.
4x2.
4x2. Those tables. 8 tables.
Yep.
4x2, 3, 6 tables, because you said 3x2. All those tables, a table full of tables, the whole thing was filled with pieces and this huge map. And the entire perimeter of the table was people that were playing the game. I was so jealous. If there was one game I wish I could play at a convention sometime, it would be to take a full day and play a game like Mega Civ or something like that. Oh, it looks so good.
Yeah, and it was really interesting. You had all these people sitting around, sitting around. A lot of them were hovering. A lot of them were standing at the table, and they were talking and negotiating, and that game went on for
all day.
8 hours, 9 hours?
At least.
Yeah, and I agree with you. It's one of those things that I'd love to be able to come into a situation where, all right, I'm blocking out an entire day. I have no clue how to play Mega Civilization, but I would want to learn just to have that experience. And what Richard Lanius was talking to about us earlier is creating an experience, this narrative. And it's one of those things, if you probably sat and played an 8-hour game of that, that would be a story to tell for years to come.
Oh, yeah, and you know, I firmly believe that it's the stories that you're left with that are my favorite part of gaming. You know, it depends on the people you're playing with. Even if you are playing a Euro game, sometimes the people you're playing with can be the best part of it and generate the story that you remember, you know, long after. But I remember there was a game of Betrayal at House on the Hill that I played, and it got to the very end, and I turned to the evil person, to the betrayer, but the game ended where the house was collapsing. And one of the characters was down this hall, and the exit was down the hall. And so as they were running, room after room was collapsing right behind them. And they had to make it to this room before, like, I destroyed the house below because it was on fire as well. And I was the bad guy. I was rooting for him. We were all like, run, 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 run. And I don't remember kind of what happened after that. I just remember these room after room collapsing behind them as they're running down the hall, making their dash for the exit. It was such a fantastic experience. You know, even the bad guy was rooting for him. Those types of experiences are just something you cannot capture, you know, elsewhere. It's just great.
No, and I think it's one of those things is what Rich was referring to earlier, is like you can have a great time playing a Euro game, but not a lot of Euros create that very memorable experience. It's one of those that you really enjoy thinking. It's like you get to the end and man, I did good and stuff like that. But it's those stories of being chased down a hall and the building collapsing.
Yeah.
They just want to kind of stick with you. And I'm excited to see what Rob Davio is going to do with the Legacy version of Betrayal.
After talking to him about that, I am so excited about it. I was skeptical at first, going, you know, what can they really do with the Legacy version of Betrayal? You know, is it going to just break it? But after talking to him, I cannot wait to see what the final production on that thing.
Yeah. Let's see if there's anything else we can find real quick before we close out here.
As you're searching, I'm going to pop in a tweet from Jason Bratcher, who says, hashtag DTCQA, hey Chaz, pick this one. Sorry, Jason, I can't pick that one. I have to ignore it and not even mention it on the show. So let's continue on.
Oh boy, let's see. Another one. What has been your favorite game so far? Of the two I've played, Detective was really, really good.
Detective was.
Yeah,
it really was good. You know, if I may be so bold as to compare it to First Martians.
Be bold.
All right. First Martians, I haven't been able to actually play that game. We've watched the tutorial videos twice, because we watched it once, kind of got it down, but then didn't get a chance to play, and enough time went by, just a few weeks or so, that when we sat down, it's like, this is so kind of intricate, we need to watch the videos again. And we watched them, and we haven't been able to watch all of them, and so it's never hit the table, because that game is so intricate that it requires a lot of attention to it. Detective, same designer, you know, same publisher, flipped.
Yeah.
Here's a hugely immersive, intense 3-hour game, but the instruction period took 10, maybe 15 minutes, and we were up and running and into it.
Yeah.
And totally opposite, and it's really, really cool to see.
Yeah, I know that we talked to Ignacy about doing a tutorial video, and he said that Rodney Smith from Watch It Play was going to be doing it. And I know that Rodney, I think, told us that First Martians was his longest video to date, coming in at about an hour. Guaranteed his instructional video for this one's going to be half that or less.
Absolutely.
Easily. Because he can't show the cases. I asked how was he going to be able to, how is he going to teach you how to the game without revealing anything?
Yeah.
There is a convention type case.
A convention-only little mini case?
Yes. That's what he's going to use to show you how the cards work and everything. But literally sitting at the game is a board, a couple pieces, and that's pretty much it.
You pull out a deck, put the deck down, and you're ready to go.
And you kind of go from there.
Yeah. Read the case file, and boom, you're in.
Yeah.
No, and it was a fully immersive. I mean, we talked about it in the stream yesterday at length, so we'll move on to the next question. But it was a great immersive experience.
So,
our producer has a question that they found off of the live stream.
I saw this one, and what are your most overrated games? And I saw this one earlier from Jen B. Didn't she win something?
Yeah, Jen did. Yeah, she was. I think she was our first day winner.
You're trying to win again. Good for you. Okay. What was the most overrated? And they said if you watched the stream last night, which we did not get to watch a chance to watch the live stream.
No, because we were basically working.
Yeah. So most overrated game, Chaz. I hate answering things like this.
Really?
I feel like I'm beating up a game for saying it.
Yeah.
I'm a nice guy.
Well, sure. The reason I don't like to is because with some of the Thrift Sift episodes I've done, where I take a game out of the store and kind of riff on it, I realized that I have to be really delicate with that because it can turn into bullying a game. And I don't want to do that. I want to find the fun and some of the absurdity in things, but I don't want to come across and just be a bully about it. Say, oh, this game's not great. Well, you know what? Every game is great to someone who enjoys it, and that's all that matters. So now, okay, but to come down, I'll come off my high horse and I'll get down in the mud. I'll come up with something here. Most overrated game. Overrated game.
Game that we think is more highly acclaimed than what it should be. Okay, I'm not going to. Can I back off the term overrated and just say I'm surprised at how well a game has done?
I'll allow it.
I am really surprised at how well Terraforming Mars has maintained its pace over the years. It is a very solid game. I'm not saying it's overrated. I'm kind of surprised. When I got the chance to play that game in Great Western Trail, personally for me, Great Western Trail was it.
Okay.
I thought if somebody said, Marty, which of these two will end up being ranked higher? We'll have huge sales and stay at the top of the hotness list. I would have gone, Great Western Trail. So I was really surprised that it was Terraform Mars. Again, I'm not saying it's a bad game or anything, just one of those I was surprised at.
Okay, I'm going to take your same tactic of weaseling out on this. And I'm also going to change it from overrated to surprised.
Okay.
Because the game that surprises me recently is actually Azul. This is an abstract strategy game that's been at the top of the hotness now for like 3 months. It's been in the top 10 consistently, and it's been selling really well. I see it played all over the place. They managed to make an oversized 200%, $300 version of it that sold 500 pre-orders, before they even went to press. And for being an abstract strategy game, I am surprised that Azul has, the impact that it has. It really surprises me. I do enjoy abstract games. Zaar, T-Z-A-A-R, the GIMP line or whatever. That's one of my favorite strategy games, abstract strategy games. It also reminds me of this game Echo, E-K-O, which is kind of an evolution of it, which I absolutely adore Echo. We need to play that someday.
Okay.
But so in that same vein, Azul, being of that ilk, really super surprises me.
Okay. Let's see. Here's another question as we get ready to wrap up here.
Okay.
Which was worse?
Oh.
Bean Boozled game or the Taco Bell Sauce Packs game?
Oy vey, okay. On the count of three, say bean or hot sauce. Okay? Say Bean Boozled or hot sauce.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, say it. It's on the count of three. 1, 2, 3, Bean Boozled. Okay.
Not even close.
Oh, not by a mile. True, my stomach, and what's really weird is with the hot sauces, The hottest one, the Diablo, was not the worst. It was the second one. The fire was the worst because it was the most ketchupy.
It was chunky.
Oh, it was chunky and really, really had a tomato base.
And what's so funny is I love picante sauce. And I'll just sit there and get chips and dip and eat salsa and picante sauce all day long. But I'm used to the crunchy.
Yeah.
And when the crunchy isn't there with the chunky, it's just chunky.
Yeah, it's like, what am I eating? So yeah, and so that fire sauce was the absolute dream. Those packets made my stomach twist.
But switching to the bean boozled, that stayed with us all night long.
Those were the worst.
We played detective afterwards.
And did not get a chance to brush our teeth beforehand.
We talked about this with Jamie yesterday, who was on the last segment. It just it stays with you. But I've still got the beans over there.
Neat. Very proud of you. Very good job packing your beans. What are you trying to say, Marty?
No, I'm not trying to say anything. I think they're over there. I do. No, I can't. I was going to say, should we do one more? But I don't know if I can stomach it.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
You'll do it?
I'll do it.
I'll only do it if a person that's standing to your right would come up on stage and do it with us.
Oh my. Well, the person on our right, wait, on stage or off stage?
Off stage, to our right.
The person off stage to our right is having a conversation that I don't want to interrupt.
With those who are watching, would they like to watch Suzanne Sheldon take her chance at a bean boozled jelly bean? Would you?
I don't. She's in a conversation.
Let us know. Yes, no, and producer Rich, could you let us know what the votes are on that before we wrap this up? The last couple minutes of this show.
They don't care.
I did not have anything to do with.
And while we're trying to decide that.
Oh, there is a delay in the stream.
There's a delay in the stream.
So people aren't ignoring you, Marty. It's just your imagination.
So while we wait for the catch up to the comments to the video, I will say this. I want to thank those that you have not seen.
Yes. Yes.
We've had two wonderful people working behind the cameras to help us through these last 4 days. Rich and Carrie.
They've been working as the producers for this from Cool Stuff. They have done an absolutely 100% fantastic, amazing job making it so we have not had to worry about anything. I've been able to be even lazier than I hoped I would be able to be. They have taken care. They've taken care of it. Apparently, all the votes are coming in. They're all yes, no, nos. You know what? If nothing else, maybe she can join us and she can watch us and she can comment on us.
We'll see. But let's finish this out. So
yes.
Thank you so much, Rich and Carrie, for everything you've done. Fantastic job. They were the ones who were behind the cameras, giving us
so
notes
smooth
and updates, and says, you guys need to say this, you guys need to say this. And
they would watch this stream or participate, and they would say, what we need to start doing this, and the next day we'd have to tweak our formula a little bit, and got it going to a really nice oiled machine, and none of this would have happened without their help.
Okay, so far, I'll say this loud enough so she can hear me off screen. Suzanne, the votes are all yes, no zeros.
What?
Would you be willing to come up on stage for the last 2 minutes and take your chance at a bean? It could be good. It could be good.
It could be good.
And I recommend.
What is my compensation if it's not good?
Come on up.
It's all Marty's fault. All right, I recommend. I have a recommendation.
Yes.
Those ones that could be either like tangerine or dead fish.
Yes.
3 of those. That will increase the odds that at least one of us will come out okay. If we all get the same, if you
so we're
what is my compensation?
Pick 3 of the same flavor.
This does not work out for me.
So, okay, so we're looking at getting. Let's see, the chances it could be the barf one because the colors are very similar.
Oh, how about the toothpaste one?
That's too simple.
Oh, wait, dude, the dead fish, because the dead fish is really bad. So strawberry banana or dead fish.
Yeah, but which one of these is which?
Oh, you're scared
that's
to get
what I'm saying. That's
definitely the bad one. That's the bad one. This one.
I'm sorry. I'm sure this is really boring.
We could scintillating
we could do the booger.
That's okay. These have got to be the dead fish ones. So dead fish versus tangerine.
And you sure it's not that one?
Yeah, because they have the dark red spots and they're more translucent.
Okay.
Those are the color of fear.
So we're doing this for fun?
So here's the thing. What we're going to do is
we're going to do this as our sign off.
Oh, oh, it's not plugged in. I'm sorry. There's a little. I'm sorry. This is a last minute thing. Sorry to Rich and Carrie, who's like, "Why are you throwing a last minute wrinkle into this?"
Look how adaptable and flexible and like totally awesome they are.
Yes. What was lesson 1 about not surprising your co-hosts with improv?
This was your idea, by the way. Let's. But then she was just standing. You were standing off screen. And I thought maybe you just wanted to come up on stage.
In a safe space where I was quietly trying to, yeah, totally. This is great. So what are we doing here?
Okay, so here's what we're going to do.
And again, what is my compensation if this is a dead fish Jelly Belly? I'm just saying that there has to be some kind of vest-related moratorium.
Those are high stakes right now.
Don't threaten my vest.
And what are the rules? If it's a dead fish, do I have to swallow it or can I?
Oh no!
Do we have to eat it, or can I spit it out? What's the rules here?
You can. We'll get a.
You want a game? You can have this
game.
Oh
yes, we'll give you a game.
We'll give
Stellar Leap looks like a fabulous game, so I accept that compensation.
Okay,
good.
All right. So here,
deal? Absolute deal? Absolute good.
You have to swallow it.
Yes,
you have to swallow the jelly bean.
Good. Okay. Because the publisher came by and dropped it off for you already.
I know. I'm aware of that. Yeah, thanks.
All right. So here's what we have here for everybody who has not seen the Bean Boozle game. These right here are all the same colors, which mean they could either be the strawberry banana smoothie, yum yum, or dead fish, not yum yum. Okay. And so what we're going to do is we're going to.
Have you just? This is what you've been doing all day?
Is
that why the box? Okay.
4 days.
Oh gosh! All right.
All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to try this, and then we're going to sign off. So let's go ahead, and then everybody. I guess ladies first. You pick your poison.
I'm trying to figure out, like, with color gradations, what my shot is here.
Did you do the dead fish?
I did the dead fish one.
All right, so we're gonna go. Ready? We're just gonna go 1, 2, 3, and not yet. We will go 1, 2, 3, and then we'll just see what happens. You ready?
No.
1, 2, 3.
Yum! I like this. Choo choo choo.
My mouth is alive with the fun of flavor.
No!
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo!
That is a strong smell.
Oh yeah, there's Ron.
That is who's rooming with you, because that is not. I need to move over.
Did you get a decent one?
I got strawberry banana. It was lovely. It was
absolutely.
delightful.
Hooray! 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 Well, since Marty is
thanks for the game, Marty. That was awesome. I love this game.
Since Marty is incapacitated, we're going to take this opportunity to sign off. I want to thank absolutely everyone that we've already thanked, plus all the viewers out there who have made this possible. Please let us know. Keep using that QTCQA hashtag. Let the Dice Tower know. If you have enjoyed Marty and I's live stream at Dice Tower Con, tag the Dice Tower in your tweets and let them know. And if you haven't enjoyed Marty and I's coverage from Dice Tower Con,
if you say it,
make a tweet and tag the Dice Tower and let them know. We want to know your feedback to know what we can do better.
Hashtag dead fish.
Hashtag dead fish.
Hashtag dead fish. I don't want to breathe on them because it's pretty bad.
We're going to get out of here so I can go mock Marty in private for a while. And we're going to go and we're going to sign off.
Yep.
And
thank you, Suzanne, for coming up and doing
my absolute pleasure.
Thank you. We have messed her up twice in this thing by first presenting her a vest that she was not expecting, and then potentially a dead fish, but ended up being a banana smoothie, so it wasn't that big of a deal.
And the very last thing I want to say is, Marty, there's no one else I would have rather spent this week doing this with. And that would have been other than you.
I 100% agree. I love working with you, Chaz, and I can't wait to do it again sometime in the future.
Absolutely. All right, until then, we're going to sign off and take care.